Hello, everybody. It's CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Please come check us out. So, I'm going to do a couple of product reviews. Basically, I've talked about this before. This is the Louisiana style fish fry. I love it. It's made in around Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It has a very good flavor. I love it. Um, so, basically it says to pat the catfish dry and then basically dredge it in the flour. I put it in a little container and do kind of like the shake and bake thing, a little Tupperware or plastic container with the lid or whatever. It's not Tupperware. That's how old I am. I'm still talking about Tupperware. Um, but no, it was fine. It's an adequate way of getting a good coverage, but um, that's what it says to do. But and I should have known, put a little bit of, it's better, I think, to put a little binding or something like that because there's some of the batter does not really, and it's happened in my regular oven. If I were going to oil fry it, it wouldn't be a problem as long as it gets coated. But to do like what I did in an air fryer, there's always going to be a little piece of something like that that maybe does not, it comes out dry versus becoming a breading and actually stays like a batter. And in that way, that almost has like an uncooked texture to me on a catfish. So, but one little piece of something like that, that's fine. What I did was I took this and I put it on the basket, the air fryer basket, and I used it in the air fryer device. And I did it for about 12 minutes on air fry, but I realized I probably should have, used a binder and wet the batter. In spite of what this says, it's better to use it as a wet batter. Whereas it says here, we got a little simple directions on the back. Where are we? Yeah, so just rinse off the fish, coat the fish, and fry it. But it's really made for frying. But but it works well. I wanted to see how it would happen, how it would work as an air frying thing, because when you fry fish, you do any sort of frying, it's got to be, in order for the coating to really stick and stay on, you've got to like flash fry it. It's got to be really, really hot. 350, 400, whatever, fish grease. And but let's give it a taste. Actually, I know it's going to taste good. I'm actually considering not so much the batter, but how the air fryer functions with actually cooking fish. Does it get it really done very well? And I would say yes. I would say just from that taste, that's the main thing. Following directions, this is good. It's very moist. It's very moist, very delicious. This was a very moist and very fresh catfish. And ketchup. Oh, fish. But I do have some yum yum sauce here. That's really good. Yum yum sauce, by the way. It's basically, it's got kind of an Asian connotation to it. A lot of restaurants will use it and call it their secret sauce, and I'm like, okay, I know the taste. What people do in Louisiana is they grab the ketchup, they grab the mayo, and they grab the mustard. Those three things primarily, and they blend to taste how they like it when they're doing a dip. So if they like a little bit more mayonnaise-y or a little bit more ketchup-y or whatever, a little bit more mustardy, and then whatever kind of salt and pepper or whatever. And people have been doing that for, I don't know, for as long as there's been a Louisiana and Cajun people in Louisiana. For sure. And that's what they've been doing. And that is basically what Yum Yum sauce is. And then Yum Yum sauce is a brand. It's a mayonnaise sauce for sure, with a little bit of tomato, probably ketchup, but just a little bit, just enough to give it a turn, and then just a hint of, you don't really even taste the mustard, but it's basically a thinned out mayo product as a sauce, and then it's got various seasonings in it, spices and everything. The New Orleans style fish fry for sure has a little bit of a Cajun drawl, a little bit of a Cajun twang to it flavor wise, just a touch lemony. Citrusy, and then of course maybe, yeah, because you almost wouldn't need to put a lemon over this if you wanted to, or a tartar sauce or something, but you could have with it or something, but no. But there is salt. It's basically a corn flour. But let's see. Let's look at the ingredients list. Oh, first off, per serving, and that is like one tablespoon, you're going to go through 13 grams. That's about one serving. That's about a third of your carbs. Now this is really all that I'm having, aside with the dip on it, so that's going to increase it. So this is all the carbs that I should have today, being that I'm posting this right around midnight. So the next day I really should just be sticking with food that really just does not have too much carb with it, being that I want to stick to it. So that's something to be aware of. So this is better to have on a day when you're not too concerned about your carbs. You can stay within a keto diet, but yeah. But we want to get in here and look at the ingredients on this, because there is, like I said, corn flour, salt, spices, including red pepper, garlic, yeah, but there's a citric acid that I knew that I was tasting, crystallized lemon. So you guys have seen me make a breading or a batter here in some of the videos, if you've watched, where I've actually shaken on a bit of crystallized lemon. I saw some. I have some crystallized lime and some crystallized lemon, and I thought it would be really good. It's worked really, really well. And I've done it mainly for seafood when I've made batters here at home. So that's the same kind of thing, but I recognized that. I really did. I was like, wow. So while there's a light pepper, this really isn't very hot. If you want a spice to this, you can maybe add, if you wanted to, some Tony's or a little bit of red pepper or something like that. If you wanted a hotter, spicier kind of, you're not going to get that whole Cajun spice thing. If you're very delicate, if a very delicate palate, you might find it that you're a little sensitive to what heat is present, but it's extremely, for me, it's almost non-existent. Looks like the shark bit the fish. But yeah, balanced with the sweetness of the Yum Yum sauce. There's a little bit of sweetness in that Yum Yum sauce. So between the Yum Yum sauce and this fish, I'm done with carbs today. I can't have any more carbs until midnight of tomorrow. But that's, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good to go. With that sweetness, you really won't have the Yum Yum sauce. It's almost a complete neutral of of any sort of heat. There is no real heat in this at all. After you've eaten the fish, and after all the flavors have passed through the mouth and everything, I feel on portions of my tongue there's a little bit of residual flavor or heat or pepper that stays in the palate. So that I like that. I like that unfolding of flavors. There's a certain layerness to it, because the first thing I taste when I bite into it, as far as the batter on its own, it almost initially seems like it's going to be mild or even flavorless, and then some of that citrus starts coming through. And then I start getting the peppery notes on my tongue. And I love that all this is in a way that actually kind of lets the natural flavor of the fish come through. So if you're using, this is catfish, it's got a natural, yeah, it's probably farm raised, I'm sure, because I bought it. And it does have a very clean flavor. But say you're using another type of fish that maybe is known for having kind of more of maybe a distinctive flavor, like cod has a flavor that's very different than catfish. Both subtle, but both very different. This could work for either of those. I like it. I like it. Overall, what I would do is maybe work on getting the batter to be a little bit more moist rather than just a dry batter. Because, and that's one thing though, when you moisten the batter, it means that maybe you're going to sacrifice a little bit of the crispiness. I don't necessarily know that air frying, it works. It's good. It's delicious. But when it comes to fried fish, there is no substitution for taking this. Even you can even do a pan fried, light in a shallow pan, and fry the catfish, and it's okay. It's going to come out good. But there is no substitution for taking catfish and dropping it in a big boiler of very boiling hot, bubbling grease to get that crispiness. That is something that sometimes a healthy option is going to be, it's going to call for a sacrifice. Hey, the flavor is still there. I still love this. That's so good. You know, it's good. It's very delicious. I'm loving it. And around some of the edges and stuff like that, I'm getting some crispiness and everything. But if you want that super crisp fried chicken, you cannot beat dropping this sucker into some oil, grease, you know what I'm saying? But if you're supposed to be on a low-fat diet, you know, that the oils and fats that are in fish in general are the healthier types of fats. But if you take it and you drop it in fried fatty oil, melted down Crisco or even vegetable oil or something like that, you lose your healthy benefit because you're not. I mean, you'll probably get those mono. What's the word? The healthy fats that's in chicken. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. In fish, there's a healthy, kind of a fatty acids that are in fish that are good for the heart. That's a good type of fat, and I'm drawing a blank on what you call it. polyunsaturated, maybe. I don't know. Unsaturated. I don't know. I I don't know. I'm right in the middle of a video. I can't stop and then go look it up. I want to, but let me tell you, a couple of servings of fish each week. It's not bad for you. It's actually beneficial to your circulatory and to your heart system. But if you take it, you drop it in grease. You're going to be coating the fish throughout in the very bad type oil and everything. What's terrible for you? Terrible. And so I want to be healthy. I do love a good breading on some of my food. And so I want to, this air fryer that I got, it's cool. There's a little convection of air fryer. So that's kind of cool. It's going to motivate me to look at that versus, I'll do more of that and less of the actual stovetop home frying, of fried foods. But I had to say, I love to do that. I love to fry chicken and stuff like that. But I got to do a lot less of it. Well, I'm in my 50s now. I have to be careful about that. What else can we talk about as far as this product goes? Dietary fiber in here, 0. It's basically corn flour, so that's and flavored and everything like that. But I'm not seeing any additional oils or anything like that. So there's not a significant. Oh, there's sodium. There's a high account of sodium. So be aware, like per serving, which is about a tablespoon, which is probably I probably have eaten more than that, just on this plate. It is like you get 760 milligrams of sodium by comparison per serving on this, which is a soda water basically. Per serving is of sodium here 40 milligrams in this Coke Zero, and it's pretty sodium, it's pretty sodiumized. So that's just a high sodium, high salt content. So. But it's delicious. I love it. If you've gotten this far through the video, thank you for sitting as I snacked on my meal. I'm having fun learning how to use the oven fryer device. I've posted about that in a couple of other videos. And yeah. Oh, you know what? I did go to the Columbia Park for the Jazz and Blues Festival with my sister, and we were there and we walked around, and I was having such a good time. I totally forgot to take videos of what I was looking at and everything, but it was fun. We do it every year, and yeah. But we are going to that concert, that Pam Tillis concert on the 29th, so I'll be having some videos of that concert coming up, and a couple of weeks after that, I'm going to the Theory of a Dead Man, and they're playing with Skillet, 2 bands, and that'll be in October. So, yeah, look for those videos. And then American Horror Story is coming up in the next week, and so look for my beginning reviews on that. It's going to be a little different this year, they tell me. Which is different every year. That's the thing about it. It's anthological. It's the same. It's got some similar themes, but it's always a little different. I'll talk more about that then. And then what else is coming up? I don't know. All sorts of good stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to say good night. Love and light. Peace. Oh, I know what's coming up. Horror movies. In the Halloween season and stuff like that. So you'll be seeing some of that kind of stuff too. Okay, good night. Bye-bye.